It's January the 13th, 2010, and my 10th day on my Cladribine treatment. Yesterday I was very feverish, had a very high temperature, slept most of the time, and the rest of the time I was just having tests done to find out what the cause of the fever was. They couldn't find anything specific, but the microbiology team here suggested another antibiotic than the one that was being given to me so far. That didn't seem to do anything during the day, but given that all the tests had been done by last night, I was given a paracetamol to lower the temperature so that I could get some decent sleep. This morning I woke up and I feel fine. My temperature's down by at least a degree more on some of the measurements we've taken today, which is good, so it's well within the safe range at the moment. I had a CT scan today because they're just sort of finishing off the tests they wanted to do yesterday and want to be as thorough as possible. I haven't heard whether or not that's shown anything up yet. I guess that if there was anything serious on there, I would have heard sooner rather than later. All of today I've been very awake. I woke up at 7:30 this morning when my first obs were done, where they take your blood pressure and your pulse and everything. And from then on I've been awake. I haven't napped all day, and I don't feel tired, I don't feel feverish and ill. So I'm hoping that yesterday was kind of the worst of it, and that today is the beginning of the real recovery. And I guess if I can keep my temperature down for the next day or two, and if my blood test results show signs that my neutrophils are now starting to build up, then that will be a sign that they can send me home, because it's getting a little dull in this room. Yeah, that's it. It's sort of more dull when you're more awake, because you're more aware of how long the day is. But yeah, hopefully this is the start of recovery. It's now the 14th of January 2010, day, Thursday, 4, 5, 7 was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, is it 8, 9, 10, 11? It's now Thursday the 14th of January 2010, day 11, I think, of my Cladribine treatment, or from the start of my Cladribine treatment. And nearly a week now since the Cladribine treatment ended, and when I was put into this isolation room. Today I feel fine. There's been no feverishness. My temperature has stayed below 38 degrees, which is good. I was also, by virtue of that, I was allowed out to have a shower, which was really good. Freshened me up a bit. I feel a lot better for that. As well as the antibiotics that I've been on so far, pills and injection-wise, I'm being given food supplements now to try and build my strength up. So there's a little kind of protein shake that I'm getting. I'm getting a little cup of collagen supplement a couple of times a day. And I'm also now being given, once a day I think it is, an injection of a growth hormone. The idea of that is not to make me grow, but to make the neutrophils that may now be forming in my bone marrow, the new white blood cells that will form my new immune system, to make those cells that are in the marrow come out and start performing a task, rather than waiting for the marrow to fill with cells before they start to disseminate into the bloodstream. It's hoped then that the injections of this growth hormone will bring forward the time of my release, as it were, by sort of 2 or 3 days. So they started today. I haven't noticed any negative effects of those yet. Possible effects are aching joints and bones, or feeling as if you've got flu. But that hasn't happened yet, but I have only had one, so we'll see how I am by the end of tomorrow. That's pretty much it. There's not a great deal else to say today. I feel a lot better, and I'm pretty confident now that I'm on the road to recovery. I just want to get to a point now, or I'm eager to get to a point where I'm no longer neutropenic and I can be allowed home and be somewhere other than just this one room. It's the 15th of January 2010 and a week since I was entered into this isolation room following my treatment with Cladribine for Hairy Cell Leukaemia. I feel fine now. My temperature's been below 38 degrees for a couple of days now. I'm still on the intravenous antibiotics because I'm still neutropenic, meaning that there's no neutrophils in my blood yet. To try and hurry them along, I'm still being given an injection of a growth hormone which is designed to stimulate the neutrophils and get them out of my marrow and into the blood. They haven't made an appearance yet. The side effect of the growth hormone is that my bones ache whenever I move. If I sit in a position for any length of time and then move to another position, the bones in my legs ache and sometimes the bones in my shoulders ache, but it's nothing too painful and it only lasts for a minute or two. I'm being given some protein shakes and some collagen supplements, a little kind of purpley drink, also to help kind of rebuild my body after the ravages of chemotherapy. Apart from that, I feel fine. I've got another 2 days in this room. There's very little to do other than read, watch DVDs, sleep, stare out of the window. But I'm sure I'll cope, and hopefully come Monday I'll no longer be completely neutropenic and I can go home. It's now Saturday the 16th of January 2010 and as you can see I'm still in hospital. My neutrophils are still pretty much at 0. The level they should be at should be 2. And I've been told today that once they reach the level of 1, I'll be allowed to go home. Today's been pretty much the same as other days, just sitting around in here. I've developed a bit of a sore throat, which is getting worse. It's reasonably painful and physically painful there, and I can feel it working up to my ear. So I'm hoping that will subside overnight. I'm going to have a good night's sleep tonight rather than sitting up and watching DVDs. And hopefully that will go away. Apart from that, I'm still the same as ever really, just quite bored and quite tired. Well, it's the 17th of January 2010 and as it's still the weekend, I've had no further blood tests or results back from the lab to indicate whether or not my neutrophils are on their way up and whether I have an immune system that's kind of rebooting and starting to come back. The sore throat that I had yesterday was very, very bad this morning. It felt like I was swallowing razor blades, but that has subsided as the day has gone on. In addition, the cannula holes in my arm that I've had from the last couple of days, this is a cannula, by the way. The cannula holes in my arm have flared up and have become a little bit itchy. This one in particular here has been there for 2 or 3 days and hasn't done anything. It's just been a tiny dot. I'm hoping that the fact that they're flaring up means that there's something in my body now, that my blood's getting back to normal and there's stuff in there fighting infection and healing and doing what it's supposed to do. All of this, of course, is just guesswork, and I won't really know what the situation is until tomorrow morning once I've had a blood test. Today I feel a lot more positive than I did yesterday. I felt quite down yesterday. But as we go into the new week, I'm hoping that if not tomorrow, then within a day or two I should be able to get out of here and get back home and start to live life a bit more normally.